Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
What we have discussed in the last class?
Sir,
What we have discussed in the last class, ma? Have we discussed about the mass defect?
sir, in tomorrow's exam,
Yes, ma.
will we get deleted portions also or not deleted?
No, no. Deleted portions you won't get. Kushi,
Yes, sir.
in your college, in our school, that have they given deleted portions also?
Sir, deleted portions are not coming, sir. We have pre-both, so we don't have deleted portions now.
So from the deleted portions, I didn't give anything. Okay.
Yes.
That's what.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I didn't give just examination purpose. Deleted portions don't study. Okay. Okay. Stay. What we have discussed mass defect.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Prisha,
Yes, sir.
what is mass defect, Prisha?
Sir, the total mass of the nucleus is less than the sum of individual masses of protons and neutrons.
Yes. What is the formula for mass defect? What is the formula for mass defect? Hello. Mass defect is denoted letter delta M. Delta M equal to ZMN, ZMP, MPZ plus MN A minus Z minus M. What is M here? What is M?
Mass of nucleus total.
Yes, mass of nucleus. M equal to mass of nucleus. What is MP? What is MP here?
Mass of proton, individual proton.
Mass of proton. What is Z?
Mass of individual neutron.
Z.
Uh, mass number.
Yes. Number of protons?
That
Plus
is
number
amount
of neutrons.
Number of protons? Number of protons per Newton, number of nucleons, right?
Yes, sir.
Number of nucleons. What is Mn here? Mass of
Neutron.
neutron. What is A?
Number of neutrons.
Sir, Z is number of
No,
protons, no?
no, not number of neutrons.
A is number of
Protons, yes. Number of protons it is. A is number of nucleons. Yes. Number of nucleons. This is called mass defect. So how to measure the mass defect? Okay. So how they will measure mass defect? Kgs. Mass defect is measured in AMU if atomic masses are expressed in AMU. Let's see. If atomic mass is expressed expressed in terms of AMU, then mass defect also measured in AMU. I will tell you what is AMU. If atomic mass is expressed in kgs, then mass defect also measured in kgs. Measure in kg. Write down this. If atomic mass is expressed in kg, mass defects also measured in kg only. So this is the mass effect, mass defect. Mass defect is nothing but the total mass of the nucleus is lesser than the mass of the nucleons. Sum of the mass of the nucleons. So that defect is called mass defect. Formula is very important to solve the problems. In that formula, what are the terms are there? The terms also you have to keep. Mostly we'll get confused here. Z and A. Z is number of protons. A is number of nucleons. Nothing but protons and neutrons. This is what the mass defect. So how to measure AMU or kg? If atomic mass is expressed in terms of AMU, AMU is nothing but atomic mass unit. Just wait, I will tell you what is atomic mass unit. So this is about mass defect. Next one. Binding energy. Binding energy. The energy required to disintegrate nucleus into its constituent particles. So if you want to break the nucleus, so the total energy required to disintegrate the nucleus into its constituent particles. Constituent particles is called binding energy. So according to Einstein mass energy relation, I will tell you what is the Einstein mass energy relation next topic. That is E is equal to mc square. Mass can be converted into energy. Energy can be converted into mass. That is called Einstein mass energy relation. So here E is equal to delta mc square. Delta m is the mass defect and c is the speed of light. So which energy it is? Binding energy. Binding energy equal to delta m c square. So binding energy equal to delta m means we know mpz plus mn a minus z c square. It is nothing but binding energy. Energy required to break the nucleus into its constituent particles. Like nucleus, if you break, protons and neutrons will be there. So to subtract how much energy is required, that is called binding energy. So energy, we know mostly it is joules. Joules. If mass is denoted in the kgs. Okay. If mass defect is measured in kgs, then it is joules. If mass defect is measured in AMU, then 1 AMU equal to 931 mega electron volt. Mega electron volt. If mass defect, this mass defect is measured in kg, then binding energy is in joules. If mass defect is measured in AMU, then binding energy is measured in mega electron volts. So mass defect is measured in kg, then it is joules, because it is kg. C is speed of light, c square. So meter square per second square, it is nothing but joule. Kg meter square per second square is nothing but joule. So if mass defect is measured in kg, binding energy is in joules. If mass defect is measured in AMU, then it is measured in mega electron volts. So 1 AMU this much. So binding energy equal to mass defect into 931 mega electron volt. Is the binding energy. So kg into mega electron volt when mass defect is measured in AMU. Even remember this formula. Sorry, here. Sorry, here. Minus m, then c square. This is called mass defect. Minus m should be there, no? So this is called mass defect. So energy required to disintegrate nucleus into its constituent particles is nothing but binding energy. So binding energy formula is delta m c square. Here delta m is nothing but mass defect. So it is the mass defect formula in c square. C square is the speed of light. So here c equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. And if mass defect is measured in kg, then binding energy in joules. If mass defect is measured in AMU, then binding energy equal to mass defect into 931 mega electron volt. So mass defect is kgs, AMU. That is called mass defect and binding energy. Prisha, did you understand?
So the last part, please repeat.
Last part. See, this is binding energy. You understood, right? Binding energy equal to
Yes, sir.
mass defect. If mass defect, this mass defect is measured in kg. If mass is measured in kg, then binding energy we will measure in joules. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If mass defect is measured in AMU, okay, so this binding energy we will measure in delta m into 931 mega electron volt. So because 1 AMU is nothing but 931 mega electron volt. If mass defect is measured in AMU, then we have to multiply with 931 mega electron volt. So how they are measuring? Are they measuring in kgs or are they measuring in AMU? That is mass defect. Basing on the how we are calculating mass defect, units will change. That is called binding energy. Next one. Next one. Einstein mass energy relation. Einstein mass energy relation. So what is Einstein mass energy relation? According to Einstein mass energy relation, energy can be converted into mass, mass can be converted into energy. So he has given one of the relation, that is E is equal to mc square. It is the relation between energy and mass. Here E equal to energy, m equal to mass, c equal to speed of light. This is called Einstein mass energy relation. We can convert energy into mass and mass into energy. So we will see how to convert mass into energy and energy into mass. First one, first case. So case one. Annihilation. Annihilation. Annihilation of matter. We will see here what will happen. Annihilation is nothing but destroy, destruction. Annihilation is nothing but destruction of matter. Look at this. So here what will happen? When one electron that is e power minus 1 electron and one positron is one positron are combine each other one electron and one positron. Positron is e power plus. So one electron and one positron are combined each other. So what will happen means when you combine this electron and proton both, one electron and positron both, what will happen? They will destroy with each other. They will destroy with each other. So one electron plus one positron, if you combine, they will destroy with each other. Then when they destroy with each other, what will happen? Releases energy. That energy in terms of gamma plus gamma. Here it is called energy. One electron and one positron, when you combine, they will destroy with each other. So mass converted into energy. Here one gamma place, we got two gammas. One gamma is enough, sir, to release energy, but why one more gamma? To satisfy the conservation of momentum. To satisfy the conservation of momentum, here we got two energies actually. So for each each gamma particle. One gamma particle having energy 0.51 mega electron volt. This much of energy will be there for one gamma particle. So this is called annihilation. Annihilation is nothing but destruction. It will destroy with each other. Each other, then destroy each other. Destroy each other. That is called annihilation. So annihilation is nothing but destruction, destroy. So one electron, one positron, when we combine, it comes together close, then what will happen means this both will destroy with each other. So when there is a destruction, then what will happen? It releases energy in the form of gamma. But here, why we got one more gamma? It is to satisfy the linear momentum, conservation of linear momentum. That's why we got two. Actually, one only it will come, but two to conserve the linear momentum. Remember that. Processes are very important. It is called annihilation. So energy mass can be converted into energy to show that first process. Kushi, did you understand what is the first process?
Yes, annihilation of matter.
What is annihilation of matter? Prisha, what is annihilation of matter?
Sir, one electron and one positron will combine and destroy each other.
It comes each other, combine each other. Then what will happen? It will destroy. Okay,
Destroy.
they will destroy each other. So when they destroy, what will happen? That means mass converting into energy. Why we got here two gammas? Why we got two gammas here?
But the mass is getting the
Yes, mass is getting destroyed. So it releases energy. Because it having mass, we are combining, but it will destroy with each other. So that is the reason when mass destroy, then we will get energy. Mass will converting into energy. That's the first process. Prisha, clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Second process, see. Now mass convert into energy. Now how energy will convert into mass? That is pair production. Pair production. So in the pair production, what will happen? One gamma particle, a gamma ray energy, gamma. This energy is gamma rays. It is nothing but photon energy, no? So photon. It will combine with the nucleus. It will combine with nucleus. So when it having energy 1.2 electron volt, sorry, 1.02 mega electron volt, it having that much of energy. What will happen means it will contact with the nucleus. Energy contact with nucleus. Then what will happen means what we got? What are that? Prisha? Likita?
Yes, sir.
Likita, what is this?
Electron,
And
positron.
so when gamma, this energy is interacts with the
So
nucleus.
what is positrons?
Positive charge, positive charge particle. We don't say the proton, positive charge particle. So here what happened? Energies interact with nucleus, then we got masses. Right now. So positron is nothing but anti-electron. Positron also called anti-electron. So one electron, one is anti-electron. One anti-electron. Anti-electron is nothing but positron. It having charge is plus plus 1e, that having charge. So when the energies interact with the nucleus, then we will get the mass. This is the second method, how to convert energy to mass. And these reactions are useful. So 1.02 mega electron volt energy when it is in interact with the nucleus, then these are the things will happen. One electron will form and one anti-electron is nothing but positron. So positron having charge plus 1e. That is why we will call it as an anti-electron it is. Okay. When positron, if it is collide with electron, what will happen? You know, what will happen? This positron collide with the electron. First process, annihilation. Annihilation will happen. So that's what we saw. So electron and anti-electron masses, both masses are same. Electron having how much mass? Positron also having same amount of mass. So remember, electron, positron is nothing but anti-electron. What is the mass of electron? Same mass. What is the spin of electron? Same. When positron is collide with electron, annihilation will happen. So again, energy will release. Mass can be converted into energy. That will happen. Vanu Prasad, clear?
Yes, sir.
Write down that. So Einstein mass energy relation, from that energy equal to mc square. After we saw that annihilation process, in that process, if one is electron and one is positron, if both are comes together, combined with each other, they will destroy with each other, they will release. If it is happen, let's see. If these two are combined with each other, then energy will release. So it is not, this process is annihilation, and this process, when energy is interact with the nucleus, then one electron, one positron forms. This is called pair production, means mass forms here. Okay, so remember. Kushi, Likita,
Yes, sir.
am I clear, Likita?
Yes, sir.
Prisha,
Yes, sir.
clear? Hello, I can't hear you, Prisha.
Yes, sir.
Clear, ma?
No, sir.
Which one?
Sir,
Second one, pair
yes,
production.
yes, sir.
So gamma is the photon, right? Means energy.
Yes, sir.
It having energy 1.02 mega electron volt energy is there. Okay. This energy, what is happening? It will interact with the nucleus. Okay. So when this energy is interact with the nucleus, it releases. It is the energy. It is interacting with the nucleus. So what will happen means we will get one electron and one positron. Positron is nothing but anti-electron. Electron, and one more is positron. Positron is nothing but anti-electron. So here energy converted into mass. It having mass and it having mass. It is having mass and it is having mass. So positron means plus C. It having charge is 1 plus 1 E plus. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So energy interact with the nucleus. Then we will get the two masses. One is electron mass, one is anti-electron mass. Anti-electron is nothing but positron. So how much mass of this positron? Same mass as like electron. Electron having how much mass? Same mass even positron maintains. Spin also same. So remember that. Now, according to Einstein, mass, according to Einstein, what he told, mass vary with velocity. Mass vary with velocity. When velocity is increasing, mass appears to like decreasing. How much he has given? M equal to m naught by root over 1 minus v square by c square whole to the power of 1 by 2, because actually root, that root we have written like 1 by 2. Here m naught is the rest mass. M naught is the rest mass. V is the velocity of the body. Rest mass means when the body is at rest, when the body is at rest, mass of the body. So that is m naught. Here V is velocity of body. And here C is speed of light. Speed of light. So according to Einstein, mass varies with velocity. So how it will vary means you have to remember this formula. Actually, it is root over 1 minus v square by c square. But root in the root place we written 1 by 2. That's all. Like that it will vary. That formula you have to remember for the problems. Nikita,
Sir.
did you write?
Yes, sir.
Tejaswini,
So,
what is binding energy, Tejaswini?
so the energy with which
Energy required?
to disintegrate nucleus into its constituent particles.
Yes, to destroy the nucleus into its parts, okay?
Yes, sir.
Or to split the nucleus into its parts, okay? We can
Okay.
say, we can write any method.
Sir,
Tell me, ma.
so about tomorrow's test, sir.
Hmm.
I couldn't complete the syllabus actually.
Okay, test. So how much you have listened, okay? How much you listen, how much you learned, you can find. Paper will be a little bit difficult, but you have to follow that. Whatever the questions you don't know, that I will explain in the next class. So test feel like you will learn something from that.
Sir, can you postpone that, sir? Like,
Already we announced dates and all, ma. We can't. Already I sent question paper also.
Sir, what will be the pattern, sir?
okay, sir.
Banu Prasad,
What will be the pattern, sir?
pattern.
Yes, sir.
So one more questions 5. 2 more questions 5. 3 more questions 7. So 5 more questions 5 and so 5 more questions I given 3 that are theory
Sir,
questions.
no option, sir.
Options are there. One choice. 3 more
Okay.
question choice. 5 more question theoretical is one question choice, and numerically one question is choice. So mostly important questions only I given. See that. So this is about the mass vary with the velocity according to Einstein. So keep in mind. Now look at this. What is AMU? Atomic mass unit. Atomic mass unit. That is called AMU. Actually, mass of protons, electrons, that particles having masses, but that masses are very small masses. So it is not convenient to measure in kgs. That is the reason they have announced a atomic mass unit. So one atomic mass unit, one AMU, equal to the 1/12th mass. 1/12th mass of an carbon atom. 1/12th mass of carbon atom. Mass of carbon atom. Carbon atom. That is carbon atom 6C12. So 1 AMU equal to 1/12th mass of an carbon atom. Carbon atom mass is 12. In that 1/12. One part. If it is 12, then one part is nothing but 1 AMU. Because mass of electrons, proton, neutrons, very small particles. So it is better to measure in AMUs by measuring like kgs. Kg is a very big unit. So that's why they announced that AMU. So 1 mole, if you take 1 mole, what is 1 mole? 1 mole is the amount of substance. Do you know what is 1 mole? 1 mole is the mass of the substance. 1 mole is the mass amount of the substance. Which mass in grams equal to atomic weight, So 1 mole of substance is nothing but which mass in grams equal to atomic weight. According to Avogadro's number, 1 mole of substance is equal to, it contains 1 mole of substance contains Avogadro number of particles or atoms. So Avogadro number means 6.0255 into 10 to the power of 23. This is the Avogadro number. So in 1 mole, this many number of atoms will be there, according to Avogadro. In 1 mole, Avogadro number of atoms will be there. So Avogadro number is nothing but 6.0225 into 10 to the power of 23. Number of atoms will be there in 1 mole. So Avogadro's number is letter N. So 1 AMU equal to 1/12th mass of an carbon atom. This you can write for the definition. You can write. To understand what is the 1/12th mass of the carbon atom, to understand, first we should know 1 mole. What is 1 mole? 1 mole means which mass in grams equal to atomic weight. So according to Avogadro, in 1 mole, 6.0225 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms will be there. That is his hypothesis. So imagine like that. So 1 mole of carbon atom contains, what will happen? 1 mole of carbon atom contains this many number of atoms. 1 mole of carbon atom contains 6.0225 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms. 1 mole of carbon atom contains this many particles. So mass of
Sir, my internet is very slow, sir. So can I
Rejoin.
rejoin?
Region.
Yes, sir. It'll take 4 to 5 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Risha,
Yes, sir.
did you understand what is 1 mole? Sorry, 1 AMU?
Yes,
1
sir.
AMU equal to 1/12th
1 by
mass of the
12
carbon
mass of carbon, 12 by
atom. Okay, carbon atom. The carbon atom is 6C12. What is 6 here? Which number it is?
atomic number,
What is 12?
mass number.
Okay. So 1 mole is nothing but which is in the grams equal to its atomic weight. Atomic weight of the carbon atom, how much?
12 AMU.
12. So in 1 mole, how many atoms will be there according to Avogadro?
6.022
Yeah,
into 10 to the
Avogadro.
power 23.
In 1 mole of carbon atom contains this many atoms. That many atoms. Now mass of 6.0225 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms. Which atoms? Carbon atoms. Atoms of 6C12 equal to 12 grams. One is mass in grams equal to atomic weight. So atomic weight is 12. So 12 grams. One more is, according to him, in 1 mole, this many atoms will be there. So in 1 mole of carbon atom contains this many atoms. So mass of this all atoms equal to 12 grams. Mass of these many atoms equal to 12 grams. These atoms are carbon atoms. So single atom mass, if you want to calculate, so mass of single atom, mass of one atom equal to 12 grams by 6.0225 into 10 to the power of 23. That's what one mass of an atom, carbon atom. According to definition, what is the definition? Mass of one atom, one AMU, sorry, according to definition, one AMU equal to 1/12th mass of an atom per 0.0225 into 10 to the power of 23. So according to definition, one atomic mass unit equal to 1/12th mass of an carbon atom. So carbon atom mass is this much. It is the mass of the carbon atom. Mass of carbon atom. So mass of one carbon atom equal to 12 grams by this much. So according to the definition, 1 AM equal to 1/12th mass of carbon atom. That's what. If you solve that, you will get, 1 AMU equal to 1.6604 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kgs. This is what 1 AMU. 1 AMU is this much. Means you can understand 1.6 10 to the power of minus 27. Minus 27 means 0.000027 zeros. So that much of very small one atomic unit, atomic mass unit. Remember this. That is what atomic mass unit. Write down that. Clear? One atomic mass unit, how much? So first two conditions that we have to take. That is 1 mole of substance is nothing but it is equal to grams of its atomic weight. If that particular atomic weight is 12 grams. According to Avogadro, in 1 mole, this many particles will be there. So this many atoms is equal to the 12 grams. So one atom, if we take 12 G by 6.0225 10 to the power of 23. That is one carbon atom mass you will get. But if you want atomic mass unit, according to definition, 1 AMU equal to 1 by 12th mass of carbon atom. So 1 by 12. What is the carbon atom mass? This much. If you solve, then you will get this. Here they have given grams. 10 to the power of minus 3 you have to put. So it will become 10 to the power of 23. If it is goes, it is 10 to the power of minus 3. 10 to the power of minus 23, 20 to the power of minus 26 you will get, and cancellations after 0 point. So you will get 10 to the power of minus 27. This is called one atomic mass unit. So anything, if they have given proton mass, what is the mass of the electron, proton? So if you take one electron mass, 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kgs. That is electron mass. Electron mass. Electron mass equal to this much. If you want to convert into AMU, what will you do? So 1 kg is nothing but 1 by 6604 into 10 to the power of minus 27. If you solve, you will get mass in terms of AMU. So kg to AMU, if you want to convert, we have to divide with this number. AMU to kgs, if you want to convert, 1 AMU equal to 1.6604 into 10 to the power of minus 27. We have to multiple. So mass of electron, mass of proton, mass of neutron. So we can convert into AMUs by using that formula. Very important formula, so keep in mind. Prisha,
Yes, sir.
are you facing any problem here?
No, sir.
Is it clear,
Yes, sir.
or shall I explain?
No, sir.
Okay, Avogadro number, even you will get in the chemistry also, right?
Yes, sir.
So first one is what? 1 mole is nothing but in the grams, it is equal to its weight. Okay,
Yes, sir.
both if we equate, then you will get idea. So AMU is nothing but this much. So mass kgs we can convert into AMUs. AMUs we can convert into kgs. If you want to convert AMUs into kgs, we have to multiply with this number. If you want to convert kg into AMU, then we have to divide with this number. No. Relation between AMU and energy. Relation between AMU and energy. According to Einstein, E equal to mc square. E is equal to mc square. Here m is nothing but AMU and c is nothing but speed of light. M equal to here m equal to 1.66404 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg, and c equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Substitute that values. Substitute that values. E equal to 1.6604 into 10 to the power of minus 27 into C means 3 into 10 to the power of 8 whole square. So you have to solve. If you solve, you will get 1.484 into 10 to the power of minus 10 joules you will get. It's called joule. We'll get in joules. It is energy in joules. We know that one electron volt equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. 1 electron volt equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. From this, 1 joule equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 electron volt. If it is equation 1, if it is equation 2, substitute in equation 1. So E equal to 1.484 into 10 to the power of minus 10 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 electron volt. So if you solve this, you will get 931 into 10 to the power of 6 electron volt. Electron volts. So E equal to 931. 10 to the power of 6 means mega electron volt. So 1 AMU equal to 931 mega electron volt. They're asking even this type of thing also. They're asking what is the relation between AMU and energy. So 1 AMU is nothing but that much. Very easy it is. What is the relation between energy and AMU? We have to take Einstein equation. Here mass place AMU you have to take. C place speed of light you have to take. After you will get in the joules. In the joule place you have to write 1 joule equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 electron volt you have to write. You will get in the electron volts. Answer you will get in the electron volts. 10 to the power of 6 is nothing but mega. So mega electron volts. So 1 AMU is equal to 931 mega electron volts. So remember this. It gives the relation between AMU and energy. Prisha, clear? Calculation that you have to do. Okay. Prisha? Nikita?
Sir,
Clear? How to derive relation between AMU and energy? Or any doubt?
understood, sir.
Yeah. And these are these type of things are very important for competitive. Why? Because we will neglect this type of topics. 1 AM equal to how much we will neglect. Definitely we will neglect. But They will ask 1 AMU equal to how much, or 1 mega electron convert into AMU. They can ask anything. So it will be useful for you. So keep in your mind. Small questions mostly they will ask, but we will leave that concepts, no? So we can't do. Write down this. One atomic mass unit equal to how much? 1 AMU equal to how much? So these are important. Let's see once recap what we have discussed in this lesson and what we left. Let's see. So what we have discussed in the nuclear physics. So in the nuclear physics, we have discussed about the nucleus, properties of nucleus. Properties of nucleus. In that properties of nucleus, mass of nucleus, charge of nucleus, spin of nucleus, shape of nucleus, and one more is density of nucleus. That are the things
Sir,
we have
what is
discussed.
spin of nucleus, sir?
Spin of nucleus is nothing but, suppose if you take a atom, if you take nucleus, in that nucleus, nucleons will be there, right? Nucleons
Yes,
will
sir.
be there. So that nucleons, it having its own intrinsic spin. It will rotate, no? It having its own intrinsic spin. It having angular momentum and even linear momentum. So it having own spin. Thus, that spin of these nucleons we will consider as a spin of nucleus. So inside the nucleus, there are some nucleons. That nucleons having spin. It will rotate. Particles will move. It having spin. So that spin we will consider as the spin of the nucleus. Particles won't be at rest. It will turn. It will rotate. Okay.
Sir.
So definitely it won't be at rest, no? Always it will turn. When it is turning, there will be a spin, momentum, angular momentum will be there. In the properties of nucleus, we have discussed charge, discussed mass. You should know about this. And one more is spin. Intrinsic spin will be there. The spin is half. And D is density. So shape of the nucleus. Important it is. Shape or not? Size. Size of nucleus, very important. The size of nucleus vary with the atomic number. So see that, important it is. And DE, density of nucleus. So these properties everyone should know. When you are talking about the nucleus having properties. If you know about these topics, then only you will get, yes, that I know about the nucleus. If you don't know about these things, then there is no need to read a nucleus lesson. Nucleus, what are the properties? These properties. Charge is positive charge. Mass is sum of the protons and neutrons. Spin is half, and intrinsic spin will be there. And size of the nucleus is depending on the mass number. If mass number is varying, according to that, it will vary. Density of the nucleus. So density is nothing but mass per volume. So mass of the nucleus by volume. So we have to take, and mass, we know what we have to take. There I explained. And volume 4 third 5 r cube that we have to take. So in the r place we will get here r equal to r naught a power 1 by 3. R equal to r naught a power 1 by 3 we will get. Here r naught also one of the constant, empirical constant that I have given, 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15 value also I given. So these are very, very small. Actually, topics are very small, but questions they can ask from this type of topics. Mostly we will neglect these topics. Here, what is R naught means? We can't say because it is very small. We will neglect that. But R naught is the empirical constant here. Its value is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15. Minus 15 is nothing but Fermi. Mega, giga, tera, peta, like that, Fermi or femto. Femto. So we discuss even this type of properties. After this topic, what we have discussed? Even properties of neutron, neutron also we have discussed. See that what we have discussed. Size of the nucleus, isotopes, isobars, isotopes, isotones. We have discussed even this isobars, isotopes, and isotones. We have discussed. And after we have discussed what is Einstein mass energy relation. Mass energy. In this mass energy relation, how mass will convert into energy, how energy will convert into mass, that we have discussed, that are very small, but concept is there in that. You have to know that relation. One positron, one positron is nothing but anti-electron. So one electron and one positron, when it is combined, if you combine the two, they will destroy with each other, then releases energy. Here actually there one gamma should come, but we got two gammas because it satisfies the linear momentum, conservation of linear momentum. Because of that, if energy is interact with the nucleus, then nucleus will split. When nucleus splits, then what will happen? Mass will form. So energy converting into mass. And according to Einstein, when mass is moving with velocity, its mass changes. Any body is moving with velocity, mass changes. How it will change? There is a relation he has given. That relation we have to remember. And one more is binding energy, mass defect. Very important it is. Mass defect formula is very, very important. And binding energy. Binding energy is very similar. Mass defect and binding energy. So binding energy is nothing but energy required to split nucleus into its constituent parts. Mass defect is nothing but the sum of the masses of the total mass of the nucleus is always less than the mass of the nucleons. Sum of the mass of the nucleons. So that we have discussed. And one AMU. What is AMU also I explained. Electron, proton, that masses we can't measure in kgs because masses are very, very small. So we will represent in terms of AMU. So if you take 1 mole, it is equal to, it is in the grams, it is equal to its atomic weight. According to Avogadro, in 1 mole, Avogadro number of atoms will be there. The two, if you combine, you will get AMU. And even we derive relation between AMU and energy also. So 1 AMU equal to 931 mega electron volt. It will be very, very small, but very useful. That's what we have discussed. And one more, I will say properties of nuclear force. Now you should write the nuclear properties of nuclear force. What we left in this topic, actually, according to your syllabus, binding energy per nucleon is not there and packing fraction is not there. So that even though I will explain in the next class, even this lesson will get complete. Nuclear reactors not there. Nuclear fusion is there. Nuclear fusion, nuclear fission also. Both the things are there. That's all. So by the next class, even this lesson will complete. So now look at this properties of nuclear force. See what is nucleus? Properties: charge, positive charge. Why it is positive charge? We know in the nucleus there are only protons. Mass, some of the protons plus neutrons. Spin, half will be there. And size of the nucleus vary with the atomic number and density. Isobars, isotopes, isotones, we explained. Today, mass, Einstein mass energy relation, how we have to convert. So once if you read this, after you should not revise. Like that you have to read. So topics, write like this. What are the topics are there? Do you know about each and every topic or not? If you don't know, once go through that and check, read. If you don't understand, you have to ask me. Otherwise, yeah, I completed this topic, this topic. Next, I understand. Yes, mass defect. What is mass defect? Do I know mass defect or not? So mass defect means you should know with the formula also, because problems they will ask based on the formulas only. If you don't have formulas, you can't do problem. So mass defect and binding energy formula also. And AMU, one AMU equal to how much? And relation between AMU and energy. So these are the things that we have discussed in nuclear physics. Lesson is a very small lesson, but you have to read with the concentration. Then you can gain marks from this lesson. Easily you can complete. Now look at this. Properties of nuclear force. We are talking about the nucleus. So nucleus will apply force. So nuclear force properties. Properties of nuclear force. Let's see what are the properties of nuclear force. First property, nuclear force is the short range force. Nuclear force is short range force. I don't want to say what is the short range force. What is the short range force? Suppose if you take one proton or one neutron, it will attract only neighboring particles properly. Strongly, it will attract the neighboring particles. When the distance is increasing, nuclear force will decrease. So, if any particle it is so far from the nucleus, there is no any effect of the nucleus on that. Only short range, some region it will be there. If it is the nucleus, then up to maybe it will be here. If you take any particle here, no, it is very short range. Only neighboring particles it can attract very strongly. Far particles it can't attract. So first property is it is nuclear force is a short range force. Nuclear force is a strongest force in the universe. It is the very strongest force in the universe. Actually, protons and neutrons, between them nuclear force will be there. Protons, neutrons. Between the protons and neutrons there is a nuclear force. Nuclear force. This nuclear force is the very strongest force. That is why we will say protons won't move, because protons are combined with the neutrons. Between that two, there is a nuclear force. So when we are talking about any conductor, in that conductor, mostly we will discuss electrons are moving. Why protons are not moving? So this is the reason. The reason behind why protons are not moving, between the protons and neutron, there is a very strongest force in the universe, nuclear force. That is the reason protons cannot move. We can't break the proton and neutron. Very strongest force will be there. Likita,
Sir,
did you understand what is a nuclear force is, why it is very strong?
yes, sir.
It will exist between, it will exist between hello, nuclear force is a saturated force. What is the saturated force? That means nucleus can attract only neighboring particles. That's all it can attract. If any particle is present far from the nucleus, it can't attract. So it is up to here, over, saturated, over. More than that, it can't attract. So why it is saturated? If nucleus can attract particle wherever it is, then that is no saturation, unsaturated. Saturated means up to certain level it will be there. After that level, it can't move. That is called saturation. So nuclear force is a saturated force. It can attract only neighboring particles. Nuclear force is a exchange force. Exchange. Nuclear force is a exchange force. So what is nuclear force is exchange force means there are nucleons. Nucleons nothing but protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons will be there in the nucleus. So not only protons and neutrons, some other particles also are there, but mostly till now in our lessons we have discussed proton, electron and neutron. That's all we have discussed. But not only proton, electron, neutron, there are so many subatomic particles are there, so many. So proton and neutron, what will happen means it will exchange. Proton will give neutrons and neutron will give to proton pi mesons. Pi mesons. These are the particles. Like how protons, electrons and neutrons are there. Like pi mesons also subatomic particles. So protons will give pi mesons to the neutron. Neutron will give pi mesons to the proton. Pi positive, pi negative, that type of particles are there. So it will exchange pi mesons. Nucleons will exchange 5 mesons. Nucleons will exchange pi mesons. So this pi particles, how we know the proton, electron and neutron, even pi mesons also are there. These are also subatomic particles. Pi positive, pi negative also will be there. So nucleons will exchange pi mesons. That is why nuclear force is a exchange force. It will exchange 5 mesons. Likita, Tejaswini,
Sir.
am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Nuclear force is not central force. Nuclear force is not central force. Not central force means if you take two particles, if you take gravitational force, it is called central force. It will act along the line joining between the two particles. But nuclear force is not like that. It's not central force. It won't act along the line joining between the two centers. So it does not act along the line joining between the nucleons. No, it will act like that. It will act not only the center. It is not central force. From center to center, it won't apply force. It is non-central force. It will apply, that's all. Not only centers, it will attract. Nuclear force does not act along the line joining between the two particle centers. It is not central force. Remember this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember these 5 properties of nuclear force. So in the next class, even we will complete this lesson also. So don't absent. Most useful topics are there. Binding energy per nucleon. So nice topics are there. Very important for competitive. So we will discuss slowly one by one. So don't absent. In the next class, even we will complete nuclear physics also. Then we will go to, if it is possible, we will go to one more topic. Dhanush.
Sir, from when you will do revision, sir?
December 2nd week
11th,
onwards.
11th revision, sir.
11th revision. Yeah, December 2nd week. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sir.
December 2nd week onwards, I will start revision. Okay.
So will
Okay, sir.
those sessions be recorded, sir?
Yes, Kushi. Yes. Okay. See you in the next class. Don't
Thank you,
absent
sir.
next class.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.